Hey guys, I'm Sanify, and in this video, I'll show you how to set up and use the OpenAI API in Python. But first off, can you get it for free? Well, the short answer is no, but don't let that stop you because it's actually super cheap. We're talking less than 1 cent a prompt. So if you just want to explore OpenAI's dashboard or learn something new, it might be worth it for you. But anyways, if you guys are still looking for a free option, you might want to watch my video on Gemini API. It's free and it works in a similar way. But this video is about OpenAI. So now let's get straight into this video. So firstly, just go on to the very first link in the description, which will take you to this page right over here. And from here, just log in or sign up. So I already have an account on OpenAI, so I'm going to choose sign in. So once you guys have signed in, you will be taken to this page right over here. And from here, you just have to click on start building in the top right. Now from here, just give your organization a name. I'm just going to say personal. You can just put anything in what best describes you. And then just hit create organization. So here you guys can add the emails of your team members if you have a team, but I'm just going to click on invite later. So now here you can just enter your API key name and your project name. I'll just let it be the default and then just click on generate API key. And now your API key has been generated, and make sure guys that you'll only be able to see this key once, so just copy it and then paste it in a safe place where you'll remember it. I'm just going to save it in my notepad. And now just hit continue. Hit add by credits later. And now you are all set. So now just go on to playground and then click on finish account setup. And this will take you to the billing page. And now the reason why I did not take you to the billing page earlier is because first I wanted to explain you that how pricing works. So just click on pricing, and now just scroll down a bit and then click on explore detailed pricing. But you guys don't really have to go onto this page if you don't wanna, because I'm going to be explaining you exactly how pricing works just right now. So how exactly does pricing work? Basically, when you use the API, you pay for two things. One is the input and other is the output. Input is the text that you send to the AI, and the output is the response that the AI generates. So now you must be wondering why they are priced separately. Well, that is simply because reading is easier than writing. Think of it like this. Reading a book is actually very quick compared to writing a book, which takes effort. That is why input is cheaper than the output. For example, with GPT 3.5 Turbo, you pay 0.5 per 1 million input tokens and 1.5 per 1 million output tokens. And this means that with just $5, you can process millions of tokens, meaning tons of API calls before running out. So now what exactly is a token? So a token is basically a piece of text, not always a full word. For example, the word hello is a single token, but the word unbelievable is 2 tokens, which is un and believable. So now I hope you guys get an idea of what exactly tokens are and how much 1 million tokens really are. But now to compute the actual cost, we'll need to add the input cost, which is the cost of the amount of tokens that we sent to the AI through our input, with the cost of the output tokens that we received as a response from the AI. And this will give us the total cost of one interaction with the AI. So I hope you guys now understood how pricing works, and that is why I highly recommend that for testing purposes you should always use Gemini 3.5 Turbo, because it is one of the cheapest models that are available. So now let's move on to the billing page and get our credits so that we can test out this API for ourselves. So now in order to buy credits, just go back to the billing page that we were at before, and now just click on add payment method and then just enter your card information. So once you guys have entered your card information, you will be taken to the configure payment page. So from here you can just enter the amount of money that you want to spend on credits. So just enter $5 right over here, which is the minimum, and make sure you uncheck this checkbox right over here to avoid any automatic payments or any automatic deductions from your card. And now just click on confirm payment. And now this page will refresh automatically and you will be able to see your credits that are remaining right over here. And you can also go on to the payment methods page if you want to delete any of the payment methods that you just added. So now once you guys have credits in your account, you guys can simply go on to the second link in the description, which will take you to this GitHub page right over here. So this is a repository that I have created especially for the purpose of this video to show you how you guys can run OpenAI's API in a simple Python project. To get started, just click on code on the top right and then just click on download as zip. So now just extract your download and then just simply drag and drop this folder into a new window of VS Code. And now just open the .env file, and here you have to paste your API key that you had saved in the start of the video. So just copy your API key and paste it right over here. So now you guys are good to go. You now just have to open the main.py file and then install a few dependencies, and then you guys will be able to run OpenAI's API directly into your Python project. So before installing the dependencies, let's first understand what exactly the main.py file is doing. So this line right over here is basically extracting your API key that you just added into your .env file into the main.py file. And now this is a while loop, which is kind of an infinite while loop, which will end if the user inputs exit, which you can see from the if statement right over here. And on the top, you can see the user input, which is the input taken in from the user. And now this is the place where you can actually get the response from the AI, like the OpenAI's API. So first the model is sent the user input, and then it gets the response from the OpenAI's API. And here you can also see that the model is GPT 3.5 Turbo, which is a model that I recommend using for testing purposes, and you know why. And now in the end, you guys can see that this AI response variable is just simply formatting the response that we got from the OpenAI's API into a format that can be displayed to the user. So for some of you guys who want to know what this is doing exactly, I've also written some comments on the top for you guys to read it. And now at the end of the while loop, we're just printing this response that we just formatted. So now let's get straight into installing the dependencies. So for that, let's first of all make a virtual environment, which is always a good practice whenever working with Python. So for that, let's just write the command python3/mvenvenv. And if you guys are on Windows, you guys need to write python/mvenvenv without 3. And now your virtual environment has been created. You can see on the top left, there is a new folder as env. And now you guys just have to click on yes to any pop-up that you guys got, and then just open a new terminal. In my case, the virtual environment did not activate, so I'll just click on the interpreter in the bottom, and then I'll just choose the virtual environment interpreter from this list right over here. And now as you guys can see, I have the env written on the left side of my terminal. This means that now my virtual environment has been successfully activated. And now let's just install the dependencies which are there in the requirements.txt file. So for that, you just have to run the command pip install /r requirements.txt, and if you guys are on Mac, you guys have to run pip3 install /r requirements.txt. And now once you guys have run those commands, you guys are good to go. You guys have installed all the dependencies, and this was the last step of the project. Now you guys just have to write python3 main.py, which is your file name, and now your AI will be running. So you can just write something like hello, and the AI will respond, and you can chat more. And this is how you use OpenAI's API in any of your Python project. You guys can also go back to your browser, and then from here just go on to dashboard, and here you'll be able to see all the inputs and outputs that your AI has generated. And you can also click on usage in the left side to inspect the usage and the incurred cost after your use. So for example, I've used it 4 times so far, and still the cost is less than 0.1 cent, and that's why it's showing $0 spent at the top. So guys, that was it for today's video. This was a really simple tutorial on how to set up OpenAI's API in Python. If you guys would like to see some complex tutorials in the future, then do let me know in the comments. So thanks for watching guys, and do like the video if you liked it. Consider subscribing for more videos like this, and I'll catch you in the next one.